Hello, Daddy.
Hello, Rebecca.
Please, who is the richest person in the world?
Jeff Bezos. He is worth $113 billion.
Wow. That is a huge amount. He can buy everything he needs, except life.
You are right, he is very rich. However, he is not the richest person in human history.
Really? Then who could be the richest person in human history?
Emperor Mansa Musa of the ancient Malian Empire in Africa is the richest person who ever lived in human history. He was worth $400 billion.
That is interesting. An African. Grandpa, I would like to know more about him.
That is awesome, Rebecca. Mansa Musa lived in the 13th century. Let me play this video from History Today channel, so you can learn more from the video.
Mansa Musa. Quand on vient dans la langue française, nous allons dire quelle est la personne la plus riche du monde.
Mansa Musa. En español, vamos a decir que era rico a la más alta.
Mansa Musa, sɛ yɛba aka nkasa a ɛyɛ twi mu a, yɛbɛka sɛ na ɔyɛ odi sika tomprada.
Many individuals have the perception that wealth from the olden days up to even today were associated with royalty because individuals like Kaiser Augustus and Alexander the Great, who were emperors, were never burdened with taxation and bureaucracy. But there is something special about the richest man in history, that is Mansa Musa. He was never associated with royalty because he was not born into a royal family. But Musa arose to become prominent and to become an emperor in the Malian kingdom. When Emperor Abu Bakr of the Malian Empire traveled to the Atlantic Ocean, Mansa Musa was appointed as his deputy. After a while, Abu Bakr never returned and Mansa Musa was crowned as the new emperor of Mali. His ascension to the throne coincided with a period when Europe was crusted with crisis due to population decline and the plagues that infected Europe in the 13th century. It was the same period when North Africa was flourishing in both political, social, and economic sense. Musa took advantage of the existence of gold in Mali and benefited from the crisis in Europe. Gold was exported to different parts of Western Africa and different parts of the world, Europe, Africa, Asia, and various places. Within a space of time, Mansa Musa was able to transform the Malian Empire by building different architectural buildings. If any individual is to be described as the one who transformed the Malian Empire, then it is Mansa Musa. He built impressive buildings, increased the number of animals in Mali, and increased the number of trading activities in Mali. He brought people from Muslim world as well as Spain to construct the most expensive and impressive mosques to have ever existed in human history. The Jinn Mosque in Timbuktu became one of the most impressive mosques that was built by Mansa Musa, and it is highly recognized in the world even up to today. In 2016, UNESCO recognized the Jenin Mosque as the World Heritage Center. During his reign, Mansa Musa was able to expand the Mali Empire to cover modern-day Mauritania, Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Nigeria, and Chad. He was an individual who would never forget to use the sword whenever the need arose. He embarked on a series of wars of conquest, leading the people of Mali to conquer various regions and different groups of people. And as an emperor, Mansa Musa never lost any battle in his life. He conducted a series of invasions against people in Africa and even beyond Africa. He embarked on 24 different battles, and Mansa Musa never even lost a single battle. He is described as a winner in history due to the various invasions that he embarked on and the victories that he had out of all the battles. As a Muslim devotee, Mansa decided to embark on the pilgrimage to Mecca. It is stated in the Quran that every Muslim is expected to once in a time at least embark on a trip to Mecca. Though it was over 4,000 miles from Mali Empire to Mecca, Musa was more determined to embark on this trip. While he was traveling, Musa never went alone. Rather, he organized the most expensive trip ever in human history, passing through Cairo to Mecca. Musa went with different group of people. He carried along with him 6,000 individuals and over 12,000 slaves, with each of the slaves carrying 4 pounds of gold. Musa organized a very impressive trip, carrying with him animals and humans. It is believed that he went along with 80 camels, with each of them carrying 300 pounds of gold. Along the route, Musa distributed to the poor and other individuals that he met on his way to Mecca. It has been reported that on every Friday, Musa built a mosque. Not only did he live a worthy life, but even the slaves and other individuals who served Musa were adorned with gold and other form of ornamental regalia. These individuals, although were serving the emperor, but they lived the best of life as they served the emperor. It must be emphasized that Mansa's pilgrimage to Mecca transformed European perception about Africa. Within a short time, as historian Chris assert, Mali and the entire western part of Africa was described as a wealthy center and a center of a higher level of architecture. But on a dark note, Europeans, specifically the Portuguese, began to take interest in Mali, and that ultimately led to their invasion of Mali beginning from the 15th century. Emperor Musa is described as one of the generous individuals to have ever lived in human history. As a Muslim who believes in almsgiving, he distributed gold and other ornaments to the poor in Mali and other parts of Western Africa. He will never forget about distributing gold to the poor in Mali. Because of his generosity, most people adore him as an emperor. When he was returning from Mecca, Mansa borrowed all the gold he came into contact with. This is described in history as the first time ever that a single individual controlled the entire gold in the Mediterranean region. When Mansa died in 1337, he was succeeded by his first son, Mergan, who could not reign for a longer time due to the attacks that he suffered from the Moroccan invasion that led to the collapse of the Malian Empire. Though economists have found it difficult to estimate Mansa Musa's worth, it is believed that he was worth $400 billion, which is highest than any other individual to have ever lived in history. The likes of Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos are all below the standard of what Mansa Musa had in human history during his reign as an emperor, an individual who could purchase almost everything. For over 700 years, the only individual closer to him is John Rockefeller, whose wealth was 340 billion US dollars that he generated from the oil industry in America. But even with Rockefeller, his worth was 60 billion US dollars below that of Mansa Musa. Today in history, Emperor Kanka Mansa Musa still remains the richest man to have ever lived in human history. Maybe in the years to come, we may have an individual who may be richer than him, but as it stands today, Mansa Musa is still the richest.